to This Very Moment Collective. You are right on time whenever you're watching this. This reading is timeless. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you would like your own private tarot reading, custom spell work, manifestation candles, all of that is over there. And let's get into today's message because it sure, it sure is interesting. Look at this person in your energy collective. We got the Devil and the Hangman reverse. That honestly tells me everything that I needed to know because I'm looking at this reading and it's leaning toward the love reading, right? Yet everything about this felt so business oriented. And I'm like, okay, if this is going to be a, romance collective reading today, cool. But why does it feel so end goal oriented? Like I'm just trying to get to a means to an end. Why do I have this sneaking suspicion that someone might even be trying to use partnership to get something else? And this tells us everything we need to know. Hangman reverse, this person collective, they're not fully in an energy ready to surrender. This person is willing to surrender to get what it is that they want. Okay, I'll get on one knee this one time, but you'll be on your knees for the rest of our relationship. And it's not so extreme. We haven't even got into it yet. So literally that's just an analogy, but I'm tapping in more to explain the dynamic where it's like, okay, I'll surrender now, but I'm gonna make sure in the end I get what I want. We have the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Wands. First of all, your energy is coming across so freaking attractive. Queen of Wands is very hot. It's Aries energy. Very hot, spicy, speaks up for yourself. It's kind of giving like almost a bull energy. Like if someone can tame you, that gives them the utmost respect. People admire them. It's literally just like bull. I don't know what they're called. I don't think it's called bull races, but if you've ever seen like those, they go in the stadium and they wave the red flag and they're trying to, get the bull's attention. They get the bull all pissed off and then, they get hurt. And it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, people can't stop watching, but if you can tame the bull and you can successfully do XYZ, you're like the man, you're the master. Like people really look up to you and admire you. That's how people see you. As this wild, we have the Queen of Wands, so it's showing up more feminine, this wild feminine archetype. It's giving Hecate, it's giving Lilith, it's giving Rihanna, pop culture example, just this wild, untamable, sexy, attractive force that people want to, it's like they want to control you. They want to put you in a golden cage and they want to have everybody look at you and say, yeah, that's mine. I did that. I tamed the wild woman. I tamed the goddess. I tamed Hecate, but you could be a masculine and it's like people see you as a masculine with freedom. So you could have like no kids, not very many responsibilities, or you could have a degree, you could have a nice job. So it's like, even if you do have high levels of responsibility, you can take care of it generally, manageably, generally, maybe even easily at times. I just saw 808. So it's like you're in your power collective, yet Nine of Wands, someone else in your energy is on their last leg. They don't have any money to bet with at this point. So they're trying to use your money, your resources to bet with. They're trying to use who it is that you are to acquire so that they can essentially kind of change their destiny for real. So this is what's really going on. First of all, we have the condemnation card. I'm getting a message of people asking them, why haven't you been married yet? Are you never going to get married? Why haven't you surrendered to anyone yet? Is there something, kind of wrong with you? What do you have going on? Like people are asking them that. The condemnation card talks about public scrutiny that can cause you to question your worth and question your own motives. Make you look at yourself like, okay, what am I doing? Am I truly valuable? Yeah. How come I haven't been able to secure marriage? How come I haven't been able to do this and that? Everybody's looking at me and telling me that I should have this by now. Why don't I have that? This person is feeling that pressure. Now, it could be a cultural thing where it's like, okay, there really is heightened pressure because culturally they're expected to marry young, or it could just be this person is very much so in their ego and can't stand it when someone says something negative to them. Because one thing about me, don't threaten me with a good time. Okay what I mean? People talking about how come you haven't gotten married? Because I'm smart? Because I haven't met the one yet? Because I didn't settle like you? But y'all don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Don't threaten me with a good time. But if you are so obsessed with the way that other people think about you and what they say about you, you could be totally knocked off your square if someone says something like that to you. So, this person is facing public opinion and challenges, and their resilience, their resolve is definitely wearing down. Up until this point, they could be a super confident person, someone who can never be persuaded to do something they don't want to do, someone who can never be convinced that they haven't made the right moves, that, like that they're anything other than what they want to be. They could be a very strong, self-righteous kind of person, but for whatever reason, this is hitting for them. And I feel like it's exactly because of this. We got the loneliness card. They are actually lonely. So what people are saying about them, to a degree, even if it's a small degree, is true. They do wonder, why haven't I had that yet? You know what? I have all this wealth. I've done well for myself. Why don't I have someone to share it with? And then all of a sudden they're locked in on you. And it's like, well, hold on. You know what I mean? It's like playing a video game, and the auto lock on the target goes off, and it's like, well, pause. Well, why is it auto locking on me? Like, no, ma'am, no, sir. So this person, they really are lonely. This person could have like even a twin flame dynamic that they're separated from. This loneliness card can talk about like meeting your twin flame but being in separation with them. So I feel like this person, that may have been the ultimate blow to their ego, and that may be why they've been single for so long. They met a twin flame and they thought that that meant that this person was guaranteed to them for life. They thought that that meant that this was a sure thing, and no matter what, they were going to have this. But then they were shown that no, that's not exactly true. You're still someone who has to earn it, and unless you deserve it, you will not be given it. And this person may have abandoned the twin flame journey because of that, especially if there is a twin flame connection here. And this is talking about your situation, and this person has abandoned that because you wouldn't chase them, or because you weren't always available to them. I don't know why people like draw such grandiose conclusions based on soulmate or twin flame energy, but people take that and run with it. A lot of people, especially masculines, not gonna lie, they meet their twin flame and they think, oh, this person is gonna do whatever I want. And it's like, what? Why do you think that just because this is your twin flame, they're gonna be submissive to you and they're gonna surrender to your shadow side? That's not your higher self saying that. That's your shadow side. I'm not surrendering to your shadow side. I'm willing to come into union with you, but I'm not. As soon as that shadow get the popping off, I'm out of here. So you may have taken a step back from this person, and this person feels super salty about that. This person is like randomly ready to commit, randomly ready to get married, and now they've auto-locked on you, collective. I'm so sorry to be the one to tell you that, but they've auto-locked on you. And the gag is there is a genuine connection here, which is why there could be that twin flame nuance, or which is why there's the attraction in the first place. But this person, for whatever reason, they're stuck in their toxicity. If I had to guess, I would say it's from like someone of the past, a first love situation or something not working out, someone not chasing them. It could even be from you if you weren't willing to chase them and give them everything that they wanted. This person got very much so triggered by that, so now they're just completely self-sabotaging. Ironically, though, they are willing to marry or enter commitment with you, but it's with the totally wrong intentions. Devil, Hangman reverse? Oh, absolutely not. Queen of Wands because I'm hot? Absolutely not. That's not enough. We can't build a relationship based on like just me being hot to you. And like you need that, right? You need the attraction. You really do. But there's other important things, and they definitely need to come to that realization and accept that. So we have the escape card with bad news. I feel like there's something that this person is running away from. I feel like they're running away from the responsibility of being emotionally available in a physical connection, in a spiritual connection, in a connection in general. They have to be available, and they have to make themselves available specifically to you. That's the situation here, and they're trying to sidestep that if they can. So this is the time where you're really going to have to be strong, collective, because if they're allowed to, they will definitely try to just avoid that responsibility. This person has to go on a solo journey that will reveal the hidden truths and that will give them that personal growth. They can't escape. They can't just run, with this bad news that they're getting. They can't just avoid and evade their responsibility. They're being weighed down at this time by doubt, and they're trying to hurry up and take a big leap forward before they're crushed by the burden of reality. They're seeking solace in you, essentially. and being with you. The solitude isn't doing it for them anymore. This person was all good until someone popped their bubble and asked them, why are you single? What do you have going on? And you know, it is a thing. Like, I don't know why, but people do look at you weird if you're single. They assume like, oh, you must have a hard time not getting along with people. I see that a lot with friendships as well. If you tell people you don't have, you know, friends, they automatically think that you're someone who doesn't get along with other people, or you're not considerate of other people. And I feel like that's the most considerate thing you can actually do, ironically, is separate yourself if you know that this likely isn't going to go well, whether it's for me, whether it's for them, or, you know, this isn't something I do well in, or this isn't something I like. That's like the most emotionally mature thing that you can do. Take yourself out of it, because many people will try to force relationships, force friendships when they're not a friendship girly, not a friendship guy. And then everybody gets to suffer. You suffer because you don't really like it. It's not what you really want to do. You want to be on a solo journey. You'd rather be alone, or maybe just like with one good friend, one bestie. And then the other person suffers because they constantly get this weird energy from you. You know, energy speaks. Even if you're smiling, even if you're inviting them to things, even if you guys are having a good time, they can feel energetically that, I don't know why, I just feel like this person doesn't fully like me or doesn't fully want me to be there. And it's because they're picking up on the fact that if you could really choose what you wanted to do, you would probably be alone. You know, so everybody ends up feeling it. So it's the most mature thing to do, to just kind of take yourself out of that so you don't suffer, so they don't suffer. But ironically, people see it as a bad thing if you do so. So this person, you know, there could be a rapid escalation of events causing this panic and urgency. They could have lost a loved one. Bad news is kind of coming from left field. So I feel like maybe there was something that happened, like say they lost, you know, their grandfather, their grandmother, or a parent. It's like, okay, that was their one wish to walk me down the aisle. Now they can't do that anymore. Or that was their one wish to see me married and to have kids. I need to hurry up and do that because I've already lost one of them. So before I lose both of them, I need to hurry up and be able to fulfill that wish for them. It could be, you know, something like that that's causing this sudden crisis and kind of making their plans, you know, go away and get thrown into chaos. There's an unbearable truth weighing heavily on this person's heart, and that truth is that, you know, they may not be compatible with a relationship, or they may not want one. This could be the kind of person who it's like, okay, I'll surrender if I'm, you know, in a situation that really is good for me with someone who loves me, but I don't naturally crave a relationship. I'm not naturally considerate of other people. It sounds bad, but only thing that makes it bad is when you inflict that onto other people. When you're alone, you can be in whatever mood you want. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know, it's fine if you bed rot all day and go nonverbal when you're alone, but don't go out if you're in that mood and you don't want to talk. You know, it's not wrong to need peace and privacy and to just not speak and disengage for a while. What makes it a negative thing is when you make other people deal with that. So, you know, they have to kind of get out of their ego and get into that higher level of understanding so that they can come to the conclusion that it's not a bad thing that I am the way that I am, but it's not right to auto lock on collective and try to swindle them into this. It really is kind of like a mess. Like, they don't have very much direction. I don't feel like they even know what they want from here. We have across distances. So I also just think that even if there's a twin flame connection here, you guys are kind of in two different places in this 3D life. And that's the tricky thing about like twin flame, soulmates, etc. A lot of times you can connect on a soul level, but on a 3D level be on completely different paths. So it's just kind of hard to navigate that. And I don't feel like they're doing the best job of that. I think they're kind of in this energy of trying to hurry up and make something happen, or even trying to force it. Across differences, the miles may seem vast, but there's a connection, and it does transcend, you know, space and time. And you kind of have to trust what's meant for you and trust that you'll find your way. If things are meant to be, spirit really will bring you together. Certain events may feel impossible to avoid and drastically kind of shaping your future. And spirit is calling the both of you to embrace this uncertainty, knowing that, okay, serendipity will work in my favor. And that's what serendipity is. It's random luck that you can't exactly predict, you can't force, you can't make happen. You kind of just have to allow. Spirit, what is the purpose of this connection? Does this person really want marriage, or are they just trying to choose whoever is closest to them? Because that's a bit how it feels, not gonna lie. So show me if that's not the case. Please show us the deeper, give us deeper understanding. What is really going on here? Spirit. We have the moon card here. So feelings and emotions are definitely involved. Whenever the moon card comes up as well, that does let us know that things aren't completely one way. Like the way that you feel is a combination of so many different things. So I feel like that's a little bit of what's impacting the situation as well. It's not just like this person feels one way, this person feels the other way. There's multiple factors going on in this situation. This person does have a craving to deeply connect. We have Leo, the lover here. They want to be a lover girl, lover boy so bad. I just feel like they're not that naturally, and that's the problem. They feel really good with you, collective. And I feel like that's what's making them auto lock on you and, you know, wanting to go on this, take advantage of the opportunity with you, go on this journey with you. Because they could see that potential with you. Spirit. Yeah. It's like they're just trying to make it happen. And Leo does have like the lion symbolism, which they do run in packs with a masculine and a feminine polarity. Clear as day. They have families, you know, they're not solitary creatures. So we have Leo, we have Aries here. If this person is a Leo or Aries, that could be a confirmation. Or if you are, that can be a further confirmation. Or if they have a Leo moon or an Aries moon, that could also be the placement of confirmation. But this is like a astro deck. And it really just talks about like the energies of these signs, not to say that this is the sign. So just know that. But Leo energy, it's very expressive, it's creative, it's loving and playful, it's very warm and overt, and it's self-confident. So it's like, this is who this person wants to be, and they feel like they could be that with you. They're definitely fixated on you, collective. They're definitely obsessed with you, not gonna lie. This person wants to be that playful, loving father, playful, loving mother, sister, brother. They want to be a part of a community. It's just so tricky because them in their true essence is not exactly that. Them in their true essence is more solitary. And you know what? Maybe this is a progression. So like for an example, in astrology, we all have a progressed chart that starts around 30 years old. That's when you reach your progressed chart. So especially if this person is approaching within the next few years that 30 mark, they're also heading straight for their Saturn return. So good luck on that. That's going to snatch their whole wig off. But they're reaching that progressed chart. So once you hit 30, a lot of people start to go through a big transformation because you have that progressed chart. So a progressed chart is basically your signs change. Your signs change, your energy changes, your priorities change. You've already learned everything you were meant to learn in the first 3 decades and experienced all of that. So now the next 3 decades, that's when you go through a whole different transformation. That's when you see people starting to really decenter. That's when you see people starting to accomplish big things. That's when you see people starting to get into new hobbies, you know, and masculines kind of struggle with this. You know, they could have like the midlife crisis. So especially if this person is a masculine, woof, this is probably like really wearing on them, like really, really a lot for them. They want to be flirtatious. They want to be extroverted. They want to have a good, fun life with you. They want to trust you and they want you to trust them. And they want to be someone that they can be proud of ultimately. And that's why they're feeling lonely. They're being condemned for who they were, whereas earlier they were doing the dang thing. And, you know, even that progressed chart energy affects other people because it's like when you're 22, 23, 24, 25, and you're independent and you're doing everything and you're doing the most, everyone's like, get it, girl. Yes. You know, hustle, bro. Like, get it. Like, you're so inspirational. But as soon as you hit 30, 31, 32, literally the narrative changes. Well, okay, you've already done that. Why aren't you doing this? And it's like these people haven't cared at all if you were in a relationship. These people never saw it as a negative thing that you were independent and solitary. But all of a sudden you pass that mark and you got people looking at you weird. You got people being like, you know, why haven't you accomplished certain things? Especially this is going to weigh on those of you who have an age gap. If this person, because I was just seeing the number 35. So say this person is approaching 35 and you're still like mid to late 20s. Yeah, this person is feeling that pressure, and they could be putting that pressure onto you and trying to get you to change if that's the situation, because it's like, I'm trying to get you to match where I'm at. I'm ready for this. So all of a sudden I'm putting all this external pressure onto you and expecting you and critiquing you and trying to, you know, expect you to get to that level that I'm supposed to be at. So, you know, kind of like deflection. Oh, this isn't a me problem. I'm dating this person. I'm interested in this person. It's a them problem. They're not matching my energy. They're not even where I'm at yet. And it's like, they're full of it. You know, they know what they're supposed to do at this time. They're avoiding that. And we have Aries, which is the first of the zodiac. It's the fire starter in this deck. Aries is active and self-starting, very daring, fierce, and assertive. Aries says, I'm going to put myself, my opinion, what I have to offer into the situation. I'm going to be assertive. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to initiate this. And also, I'm self-starting. I don't need someone to match my energy to be able to move forward. I'm able to move forward, period, because that's what I'm going to do. That's what I want to do. When you're the first sign making up, you know, our zodiac, you're the first to do it. You're the change maker, you're the innovator, you know, and that's your position. And Spirit is saying, like, listen, bruh, this is on you. This is what you are being called to do at this time. Stop deflecting. Stop trying to put this onto collective. This is your personal journey that you're supposed to do right now. It's not about collective. So what do they want with you? Honestly, they want to be like the leader. They want to be the man or the woman in your life. They want to be your lover. They want to be your partner. They want to trust you. They want to love you. But they just haven't developed the tools to do so yet. So it's going to be a bit rough. You could be the person that they're learning all of that through. If you're patient, especially if you feel that love and you're willing to be with them through this, then, you know, you guys will have that ability to start that journey. But it's a tricky one for sure, because like we were just talking about, people in this energy can have a tendency to try to look everywhere besides what Spirit is calling them to do and what Spirit is telling of them. So there can be times of avoidance or times of deflection where they try to put their burdens, their responsibilities onto you. And I would reject that immediately right at the root. I wouldn't let nothing slide for even a millisecond, because this is ultimately their responsibility. And to be a leader, you have to lead. You have to assert. It's not a fixer-up project where you get me to be who, you know, you want me to be. It's you lead and do that if that's what you're trying to do. This person has a lot of feelings for you. They have like a gut reaction of comfort when it comes to you. They feel very nurtured by you. They associate you with home. They associate you with family. They feel like you could be a part of their daily routine. It's a habit for them to talk to you, connect with you, and they want to continue to do that. They have deep emotions for you. This person does crave a bit of privacy. The moon can talk about like really wanting things to be private. So if this is something you're experiencing with them, I'm seeing that too. I wouldn't say that it's rooted in anything negative, but yeah, I am seeing that as well, where it's like this person is trying to have things be, you know, more private, more just about you and them. They want to collaborate with you. You know, the sextile is all about opportunity, collaborations. So you can provide opportunity for them. They can provide opportunity to you through the connection. Basically, a sextile is going to create possibilities and opens doors. It's going to promise something to you and deliver on that promise. It's also going to bring you insight and communication, welcome in some new energy and help develop it. So that's kind of the thing here. You know, this person, they're being called to do a bunch of things. And they're feeling a lot of pressure externally. And I feel like there's a little bit of them trying to project certain things that they're meant to do onto you. But ultimately, Spirit is already leading them. So whenever they try to project things onto you, deflect that immediately. I wouldn't even argue with this person. Someone like this who's having a trouble like accepting what they need to do isn't exactly the open-minded, are you open-minded? Isn't exactly the open-minded type of energy of someone who can even benefit from having a conversation. So I would just kind of stand on business with this person. Spirit, tell us more. Where will things go from here? Where will things go from here? Okay. I feel like they'll step up to the plate. Okay, nice. We got the, yeah. We got the Nine of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and the Justice card. So Spirit is saying everything in due time, everything is working out to your best benefit. But not going to lie, with that Nine of Swords, I feel like they're going to have to be broken by the universe. And also Nine of Swords can be an energy of you don't realize what you have until it's gone. So you may have to take a step back from them and kind of ghost them for a little bit, so that they can step into action, because I feel like they often reach to you for comfort, collective, and lean on like a twin flame or soulmate connection that you might have. And that just kind of keeps them stuck. It keeps them from doing what they're called to do. They know what they're being called to do. We have the King of Wands, which is really good. So that lets me know that they have the passion, but there's definitely a lot that they're up against, and Spirit is doubling down. We got the Queen of Swords reversed. You are not to do this for them. Because when you think about it, like if this is someone that you are considering for marriage or a relationship, you know, if you can't respect them, that's going to set up just the worst foundation for longevity. You got to be able to respect them, and you can only respect someone when they're taking the lead. You know, people don't admire you for how you're able to berate them into doing what you want them to do. Exactly. People admire you for magician, what you're able to make happen on your own. The magician is an alchemist in tarot. The magician doesn't wait for the current energies to be perfect for them, for the perfect conditions to just manifest and open up for them. The magician says, all right, this is what the energy is now. This is what I'm wanting. This is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do what I'm going to do to make happen what I need to happen. That is the magician. And that's why we love the magician. We love the, you know, the alchemizer, because they manifest, they make things happen. They say, okay, this is the situation, but this is what I want. So in order to get a different outcome, I'm going to have to do something. So they do it. So definitely let this person take the lead. I was getting an auto-locking energy a lot in the beginning of your reading. I was feeling like they were just auto-locking on you. But as I've worked through the energy, there is a genuine connection here. This person does have strong feelings for you. And they do want to be with you, and they want to open up to you. And they want this with you. They, up to this point, haven't done the work to become who they need to be in order to have that. So that's the next thing on the docket. That's the next thing for them to do, to put in that work, to go on that solo journey, to do what Spirit is calling them to do, so they can be that person that deserves marriage, long-term, you know, relationship. It's just about doing the work, you know. So we got the Four of Swords reversed and the Nine of Coins reversed. So on your end, you're kind of being called to pull back your energy, not just to hardball this person, but just so they can come towards you and be in that more initiative energy. Whenever you feel like, oh, I want to do something, pull back even further, because that's the thing that's actually getting you to your end goal. It's the most effective thing to do. And it's also really helping them. How this will come together, we shall see. We got the Star card reversed and the High Priestess reversed. So right now, this person is being blocked from you. This person could have you blocked, or you could have this person blocked. Star card reverse is definitely like a misalignment, and the High Priestess reverse is kind of like negative energy. So you may practice your own divination every time you pull the cards: Ten of Swords, Death card, Devil card, you know, all the like cards you wouldn't really want to see. Ten of Wands, Seven of Swords, Five of Swords, Five of Wands. And so I feel like Spirit is showing you that, because it's like, that's not what you're meant to do at this time. You're meant to focus on other things. Spirit is likely calling you towards other things. It's like when you tap into this person, you may get nothing, you know, and if you even get a private reading, you may have readers tell you this person is so hard to tap into, or this situation is so hard to tap into, or I don't know why I can't get a future on this situation. Yeah, Spirit is hardcore blocking it. And there could even be someone else, okay, that is in the picture romantically trying to get your attention. Go ahead and give them a chance, collective. Come on. This person, they got a lot of work to do. Put yourself in that win-win position where it's like, all right, you know what? If they do that work, cool, we can move forward, we can be together. But say they don't, and they just keep trying to, you know, neg me. They just keep trying to get me to do everything. They, you know, keep trying to get me to surrender or make me their self-improvement project instead of self-improving themselves. If they keep on that path, I'll also have opened myself up to other people, so I wouldn't have closed myself up to other options that could be really good. Put yourself in that win-win position. We got the Five of Cups reversed and the Fool card reversed. So Spirit is saying, ultimately, I don't want you to be involved in a bunch of like low vibrational energy. I don't want you to be stuck. I don't want you to feel like you're having to deal with their drama or take on something that you just shouldn't have to take on. Spirit is saying Five of Cups reversed. Anything that's siphoning your energy, go ahead and ignore at this time. The situation is still up in the air. We got cloudy skies and intuition here. So Spirit is saying with this cloudy skies energy, confusion and mystery is likely surrounding you and the situation. Something is being hidden and it is intentional. Spirit is hiding the outcome of this situation or the next step of this situation intentionally. So trust that. Take what Spirit is giving you for now. Trust that Spirit will give you everything you need when you need it. And ride the wave, really. We got intuition. It says the vibes that you're feeling, it may not seem logical, but they are on point. Trust your inner guidance. So I feel like Spirit is guiding you and there's something that you're meant to do. Spirit's going to reveal that to you. But also when you're meant to kind of take a step back and wait and pause and more take care of yourself, practice that self-care, you'll know. You'll just really know. That's what I got for us today, collective. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you would like your own private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. And that's what I got for us today. I'll talk to you soon.